People need to hear this. It's a lot of names on my hit list. If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's up. I like stunning, I like shining, I like $1 million deals. Where's my pen? Bitch, I'm signing.
Cardi B wasn't supposed to last. At least, that's what the music industry believed when she first appeared online. To many people, she looked like another loud internet personality who would trend for a few months before disappearing. She was a former stripper from the Bronx with no polished image, no industry background, and no filter. But what nobody realized at the time was that Cardi B understood attention better than most artists in the industry. What looked like chaos on the surface was actually turning into one of the smartest rises in modern hip-hop. Within just a few years, Cardi B went from viral Instagram clips to Grammy-winning superstardom. She broke chart records, dominated streaming platforms, created some of the biggest songs of the decade, and built a global brand powerful enough to survive years without even releasing a second studio album. The most shocking part is that she did all of this while many critics still underestimated her. Behind the memes, controversies, and headlines was someone who understood exactly how to turn personality into power. Before the fame and luxury lifestyle, Cardi B was Belcalis Almanzar, a young woman growing up in the Bronx surrounded by financial struggle. She has always spoken openly about her difficult upbringing and the pressure of trying to escape poverty. Unlike many celebrities who try to hide painful parts of their past, Cardi made those experiences part of her identity. That honesty became one of the main reasons audiences connected with her so quickly. Before music, Cardi started gaining attention on social media through short videos and unfiltered stories. Millions of people watched her because she felt authentic. She wasn't trying to sound perfect or media-trained. She spoke directly, emotionally, and sometimes recklessly, but audiences trusted that what they were seeing was real. Her growing popularity eventually led her to the reality TV show Love and Hip Hop, New York. For many people, reality television becomes the peak of their fame. But Cardi saw it differently. She understood that television exposure could become a launchpad into something bigger. She was building an audience long before she fully entered the music industry. Then in 2017, everything changed. Bodak Yellow changed everything.
That little bitch, you can fuck with me if you wanted to. These expensive, these is red bottom.
When Cardi B released Bodak Yellow, nobody expected it to become one of the biggest songs in the world. The track sounded raw, aggressive, and completely different from the polished mainstream records dominating radio at the time. But that hunger and energy became the reason the song exploded. Listeners believed every word she said because Cardi sounded desperate to win. The song spread across clubs, social media, and streaming platforms before climbing all the way to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. That achievement made Cardi B the first solo female rapper in nearly 20 years to reach #1 on the chart. Suddenly, the internet personality that many people dismissed had become one of the most important artists in hip-hop. But what separated Cardi from many viral artists was what happened next. Instead of disappearing after one hit song, she kept building momentum. She released songs like Bartier Cardi
Cardi got rich, they upset, yeah. Cardi put the pussy on offset, Cardi
and Be Careful,
be careful with me.
While appearing on more features and collaborations. It became clear that Cardi B was not interested in being remembered as a one-hit wonder. Still, the real test had not arrived yet. The industry was waiting to see whether she could deliver a successful album. In April 2018, Cardi B released her debut album, Invasion of Privacy. The pressure surrounding the project was massive because many critics believed her success would collapse once audiences heard a full body of work. Instead, the opposite happened. The album debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart and immediately became one of the biggest releases of the year. Streaming numbers exploded, sales surged, and Cardi B officially became a dominant force in music. One reason the album connected so strongly with listeners was its emotional balance. Cardi wasn't trying to appear perfect or untouchable. On some tracks she sounded aggressive and fearless, while on others she sounded vulnerable and emotionally exposed. Songs like Be Careful revealed relationship pain and insecurity, while tracks like Ring explored emotional frustration and loneliness.
Should I call first? I can't decide. I want to, but a bitch got pride.
Then there were songs like I Like It, featuring Bad Bunny and J Balvin.
I like stunning, I like shining, I like $1,000,000 deals. Where's my pen? Bitch, I'm signing.
Which became one of the biggest party anthems in the world. The song eventually crossed 1 billion Spotify streams and became another historic moment in Cardi's career. The album also included Drip featuring Migos.
Came through dripping, drip, drip. Came through dripping, drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they dripping, ice.
A collaboration that helped Cardi strengthen her connection to Atlanta trap music while still maintaining her own identity. At the time, Migos were dominating hip-hop culture, and Cardi's chemistry with Offset especially became one of the most talked about relationships in rap. Over time, Cardi collaborated with Offset and Migos on multiple records including Lick,
Looking like I caught a lick. Since they wanna be
Motorsport,
ride the dick like a BMX. No nigga wanna be my ex.
Drip,
Came through dripping, drip, drip. Came through dripping, drip, drip. Diamonds on my wrist, they dripping, ice.
Yeah, this no monopoly, but we got color for money and property. What's
Type Shit,
my game? Shots get defined, cause some niggas got
and Jealousy.
Into Atlanta, but bitches ain't brave. Hot bitches mad, I'm the #1 pick. It's funny, your nigga the one that's a trade.
These collaborations kept her deeply connected to mainstream rap culture while expanding her audience even further. Commercially, Invasion of Privacy became historic. Every song on the album was eventually certified platinum or higher by the RIAA, making it the first female rap album ever to achieve that milestone. Cardi also became the first solo female rapper to win the Grammy Award for Best Rap Album. At that point, the argument about whether Cardi B was a serious artist was over. One of the smartest decisions Cardi B made throughout her career was becoming highly collaborative. She understood that every feature introduced her to a completely different audience. Instead of limiting herself to one sound or genre, she moved across hip-hop, pop, Latin music, and mainstream radio effortlessly. Her feature run became one of the strongest in the industry. She collaborated with Bruno Mars on Finesse Remix,
Drop top Porsche, rollie on my wrist, diamonds up and down my chain,
which became a massive worldwide hit. She then appeared on Maroon 5's Girls Like You.
Not too long ago, I was dancing for dollars. No, it's really real if I let you be my mama. You don't want a girl like me, I'm too crazy. Where every other girl you meet is too gazy.
Another song that dominated radio and charts internationally. Then came WAP with Megan Thee Stallion.
Play, I wear disguise. I want you to park that Big Mac truck right in this little garage.
A record that instantly became one of the most controversial and commercially successful songs of the decade. The song broke streaming records, sparked non-stop public debate, and debuted at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. After that, Cardi released Up,
If it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's stuck. Up, then it's up.
which also reached #1 and proved again that she understood how to create songs that captured internet culture and mainstream audiences at the same time. By this stage of her career, Cardi B was no longer simply making music. She was creating moments that dominated social media, entertainment news, and music culture simultaneously. Her achievements continued growing rapidly. She accumulated multiple #1 singles, billions of streams, and several diamond-certified songs. What made her success unique was that her personality amplified the music rather than distracting from it. Every interview, live stream, and viral moment kept her connected to audiences. Cardi B's success also translated into live performance. After becoming a global star, she joined Bruno Mars on the 24K Magic World Tour, exposing her music to massive international audiences. That move was important strategically because it elevated Cardi beyond rap audiences and introduced her to mainstream pop crowds around the world. Her performances at festivals, award shows, and international events further proved that she possessed genuine star power. There is a major difference between an artist who trends online and an artist who can completely control a crowd during a live performance. Cardi's stage presence became a major part of her brand. Fans weren't simply listening to the music anymore. They were emotionally attached to her confidence, unpredictability, humor, and energy. That connection explains why Cardi B managed to remain culturally dominant even during long gaps between album releases. Most artists lose relevance quickly when they disappear from music for extended periods. Cardi somehow stayed at the center of conversation. That level of cultural staying power is extremely rare. What makes Cardi B's rise especially fascinating is that she mastered the economics of modern celebrity culture. Music was only one part of the business. She understood how to monetize attention itself. As her popularity grew, Cardi expanded into fashion partnerships, beauty campaigns, television appearances, endorsement deals, and social media influence. Instead of trying to appear distant or mysterious, she leaned even further into relatability. Audiences felt emotionally familiar with her, and that familiarity became commercial power. The awards and records continued stacking up. Cardi B earned Grammy Awards, Billboard Music Awards, BET Awards, Guinness World Records, and historic streaming milestones. Despite criticism and constant doubts from parts of the industry, she continued winning commercially. The truth about Cardi B is that many people underestimated her because they misunderstood what made her powerful. Critics focused on the loud personality and controversies while ignoring the intelligence behind her rise. They assumed she was temporary because she entered the industry differently from traditional artists. But temporary artists do not dominate charts for years. Temporary artists do not win Grammys, break streaming records, and maintain global relevance with only one studio album. Cardi B transformed authenticity into leverage, attention into influence, and personality into an empire. From the Bronx to billions of streams, she built one of the most unlikely success stories in modern music. Whether people admire her or criticize her, the numbers already settled the debate. Cardi B became a music empire. If you enjoyed this documentary, subscribe for more deep dives into the rise, power, and business behind the world's biggest artists. And watch the next video, because the next story gets even crazier.